Hi, everybody. Oh, wait, hang on. Today is just one of those days. Can everybody hear me? Please let me know. I am so sorry for totally missing out on being on time. I can't believe this. Ooh, hails. Okay, good. 2 times your normal dose of meds, and then they do intermittent blood tests over 6 hours. Wowzers. So I'm going to be rude and I'm going to be eating while we're doing this. So these are like pizza pops, but they're Canadian. They're pizza or they're pockets. Not hot pockets, but a different brand. Anyway. Hey Daniel. Nice to see you. Happy Thursday to you too. Hello. It has been a hot minute since I have been on, hasn't it? Oh my word. I have missed you guys so much. And I'm really looking forward to talking to Bryan. He's going to give us some updates on his life. So that's kind of cool. I'm really excited. I've been able to be on his, like just in his chat in the mornings every now and then lately, which has been really good. It's his music. I miss you too, Hales. Oh my goodness. Yeah. One of the things that happened when I had my nervous breakdown in 2015, long time ago now, that's like 11 years, well, just over 10 years, because it would have been November of 2015. It just really exacerbated. Apparently, my mom says I was always a sleeper, but it really exacerbated my. Thank you. Hi, Alfonso. It exacerbated my chronic fatigue syndrome, and I have been fighting that so hard these last few weeks. It's just been really tough. So yeah, I'll get into a little bit of what's been going on in my life, and then we will see when Bryan gets here, because he's out of the house at the moment because frankly I didn't send him his invite soon enough, so he got on with his life. Imagine. Anyways, so back in December, my brother-in-law, who had been diagnosed with breast cancer 7 years ago, in each breast. He had breast cancer in each breast, and breast cancer is a primary cancer at each time. Hey, Dom, wow. Yes, nice to see you too, bud. So I will absolutely stay blessed. I miss you too. Anyway, sorry. Distracted. That's one of my boys. I love that boy. Anyway, so he was diagnosed with breast cancer, and then a few weeks or maybe a month or two later, he was diagnosed with a stage 4 lung cancer. And as you know, there is no stage 5. So because of all of that, his doctors gave him maybe a 2% chance of survival after 5 years. Well, let me tell you, after 5 years, if you didn't know he was sick, you wouldn't have known he was sick. And
Hey.
I'm just giving a quick update of what's been going on in my life since December.
Okay.
Your device isn't set up yet. To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
I freaking hate that thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm making coffee, so I'll be right back.
I will remove you then. All right.
Okay.
But yes, you're right, Indy. My bro has been through it. So for 7 years, he was on a variety of experimental drugs, working in advocacy all over the world, talking about lung cancer. He's like, yeah, there's a lot of breast cancer information out there. Not a lot about men getting it, but a lot of breast cancer awareness. And do I have my pin here? Nope. Oh, I do too. This is why in October, when I wear a pink pin, it has this blue point to it, because not only did he have breast cancer, so did his next younger brother, who is not my husband. So my husband, there's 4 in the initial group of kids. The oldest one and the second one both had breast cancer. They're both men. The girl has had no problems. Douglas had a different problem and got treated for that. So it's incredible how that has worked. But that wasn't where Angus saw the drawback. Where he saw the drawback was with his lung cancer. Everybody, and I mean everybody, assumed that he had been a lifelong smoker because he had such bad cancer. He had never smoked a day in his life. The doctors who treated him all assumed, yeah, you were a smoker, therefore you kind of brought it on yourself, and so on and so forth. And so he went around the world advocating for lung cancer patients and doctors and their interactions, etc., and funding for research and such. Well, Indy, it's like this. December 4th, he died. After 7 years, he finally got sick about 6 months ago, and he ended up passing away on December 4th. Now, as much as you want to say, I'm sorry to hear he's died, don't be. He was around for a lot longer than any of us had expected. And so grateful for all of the light and love he brought to everybody else. I mean, he just was an incredible man who did a lot of work for a lot of people. So yeah, if you could send, I don't know what Indy's got going on there. Was that a penguin? Oh, it's a candle. There we go. I like to think it's a penguin. But thank you for the candle. I appreciate that. So he ended up having just such an impact, especially in his last 7 years. I mean, before that, he was a very accomplished man, couple university degrees and working in government to change things for people, and just a real supportive man. And he was just awesome. So that was December. In the middle of December was his funeral or memorial service, however you'd like to put it. And on the day of his funeral, my ears decided to hear differently. It happened right kind of toward the end. I'm sorry, I have to have a bite. Like I said, I totally, yeah. Anyways. All right. So in December, my ears started to hear differently. I would hear somebody speaking, and then it would sound like a bass version of their voice. So somebody would be talking like this, and then I'd also hear this really strange, very strange bass version of their voice. It's like they were harmonizing with yourself. Hey, Lynn, nice to see you. Glad you're here. So my ears have just been hearing strangely since the middle of December, about the 16th or so of December. I've been to several doctors. There's nothing wrong. No fluid, no earwax, no sinus issues, except I have been getting headaches, really bad headaches. So the next step is then to go to an ear, nose, throat specialist and have them take a look at me. They might want to do a CAT scan. I don't know, but we'll see what they have to say. And most recently with my hearing, in the last 4-ish days, something like that, there's a constant low hum. Kind of like how if there's a piece of machinery outside just idling, that piece of machinery has just got this, and sound, that's what I'm hearing in my left ear on top of everything else. So yay for my hearing. You see how excited I am, right? Yeah. Anyway, I have tinnitus too, but I've had that since I was a little kid. So I've been to a hearing place. Anyway, I've had the high pitched tone since I was a child. This low one is brand new. Now, the next thing, after I take another bite, I'm sorry. This is really yummy. It's a cheeseburger McCain pocket. So those are only in Canada. And believe it or not, the McCain pockets were around before Hot Pockets and before the Pillsbury Pizza Pops. They got the idea from the Canadian one. So anyway. So the next thing is that on January, don't remember which day. Anyways, my aunt passed away. Again, before you send high condolences, which I gratefully accept, she was almost 85 years old, and she had had multiple sclerosis since the 1960s. MS since the 60s. People don't live that long with MS. The woman, man, they are and not recalled. Wow, she lived. She sure did. She had 2 boys, and they're both just amazing young men. And by young men, I mean one's older than me, one's younger than me. So, youngish. We're calling me young today. But she is the person who introduced my mom to Jesus way back in the day when she and my dad were, strong constitution. Absolutely. Absolutely. So back in the early days when I was just little, my mom saw my aunt and her husband and saw their marriage so strong. They saw them love each other, respect each other, treat each other with joy and gladness. They had their problems, but they worked through them. No matter what, they worked through them with love and compassion and all of that stuff. And my mom's, I want that. So she talked to my aunt about that. And my aunt is like, well, one thing is that we both follow Jesus, and this is how Jesus calls us to act. And so my mom became a Christian when I was itty bitty little. And one of the very first ever memories that I have, maybe one of the first memories, anyways, that I have is kneeling in the pink room, which is just my mom's bedroom. She had pink drapes. Actually, it was a sheet, but pink drapes over the window. So the whole room just glowed pink. I was 2 or 3. I just thought it was the pink room. I thought it was a different room in our house. And she and I would kneel beside the bed and we would pray. And I have no idea what I prayed about. But we would pray fervently. We would pray just with faith and all of that. And that's the initial foundation that I had as a Christian. Now, by then, I would never say that at that age I was a Christian because I had no clue. We'll talk a different day about that. But my aunt passed on. She lived an amazing life, and she left a long legacy of people whose lives were changed, including mine. So I am so grateful that that woman was alive, and such amazing memories with her. So we are done with my little boohoo story, and here we go with Bryan.
Yeah,
Hello, Bryan.
We can talk about my boohoo story.
All right. Yes.
Oh, how's it going, Kim? Long time no talk
Okay.
to. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been a minute. Holy moly, yeah.
Yeah. Don't know. Where did we start? Because last time we talked, I was doing the trying to get the shots through the VA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be able to get them to the VA because I don't fit the boxes that they need to check to fit. That's our socialized medicine here in the United States. Like,
Yeah.
no matter how many land of the free home and the brave, no. There are systems, especially the military and the VA, are
Mm-hmm.
socialized. I know if you don't fit in those damn boxes, and that's the problem with ours. I don't know how it is in Canada or any
Mm-hmm.
other, but that's the issues we have. Like my friend who I'm kind of not talking to at the moment, he's been a thorn in the VA side for decades because he doesn't fit in any of those boxes. So yeah. Um, so that's what they can do for me because of the arthritis and all that other
Yeah.
stuff. There's these series that they're going to. I gotta get a hold of them about it because of reasons. Uh, like they go in with the steroid and along the side of the neck where those connections are, which will help me
Right.
with pain. Um,
Oh,
yeah. So yes. So we're hoping that that will help with the pain part, and I'll just figure
good.
out the other thing later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too busy and having too much fun in some aspects of my life to, it would be great to because I'd relax, be able to relax better, and stuff, and not have those, and, the physical aspects that cause you to have the reactions that you have when you're
Yeah.
damaged. But as far as all that goes, so yes, that's on hold. Um, but yeah, series basically the last 7 8 months been a series of ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, uh, victories, often victories, and then uh, sometimes feel like hollow victories. uh,
Mm-hmm.
Challenges to overcome, um, and hard work paying off. Um, let's get to the hard work paying off. Let's do the good stuff first. The other day. I'm back in school, right?
Yes. You
Off, off,
finished your first semester and now you're working on your second.
yes, I'm off of that. I like to joke. I took a couple classes this past summer to get my GPA up a little bit because it was like almost at a 2.0. Like
Oh, okay.
it was like a 1.954, something like that. Yeah.
That's not bad.
No, but you got to have a 2.0 in order to graduate.
Mm.
I took a biology class that I made a D in back in 1991, 92,
Okay.
and I retook that and I took an online music appreciation class, made an A and a B, so
Awesome.
that brought my GPA above where it needed to be.
Yes.
So that first victory was getting off of academic probation after 30 years.
That's a victory right there, buddy. Good job.
So that last semester was fun. I had it was it's like a culture shock getting used to going back, being an old fart, the non-traditional students and stuff like that. Yeah, it's been some challenges as far as all that goes.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah,
But
Kathy's proud of you. T is here. Oh, we've
yeah,
got some great people in the chat.
so, so
Glad to see you all.
so I
So
talked
happy to see you, but again.
so I took four classes and yes, it's been 8 hours since you last saw me. I got this in the mail because I took four classes and I made four A's, and I'm like, okay, cool. I made four A's. Don't have anybody around here physically to celebrate with, but
Yeah.
I felt that was one of the hollow things, like psychological crap I've dealt with. But the other day I got this in the mail.
Yes.
It says it's a presidential It's a presidential scholar.
That's
Um,
awesome.
I didn't know these existed. Okay, I'm like you used to
Wow.
dean list and all that other crap, but
Hmm.
that depends on your cumulative GPA. I didn't know that they did something per semester, so I'm like, cool. This is the first time anything like this has ever
You need to
happened.
frame that one for
Oh, I'm going
sure.
to. I'm going to. I've
Oh
got some
yeah.
frames. Got to dig them out and clean them up and everything. You know.
Hmm.
So yes, definitely going to frame it. I've got. Yeah, actually, I got a couple of nice ones over there. So I've been, and then I've been working on stuff around here, trying to get my life a little bit more comfortable as far as with the weather and everything. It's
Yeah.
winter time and the insulation in this place sucks, and my main heat is over here. So I
Hmm.
moved back into the living room, had to clean crap up and all this stuff. What are you griping about, Phil?
Yeah, your background is very different than it was before. It used to be all your books behind you.
Yeah, that's my kitchen. Yeah, all that stuff up
Nice.
there had. You see all that stuff? Yeah, I don't. You see that white thing up there?
Yep.
That's like that was well, all there used to have all kinds of crap on there. There was like crap up there that's been up there for probably decades. So I got off my
Hmm.
ass and cleaned up stuff, and then rearranged
Nice.
stuff to go through stuff to put stuff out of the way so I can mess with it later.
Hmm.
Yeah, so and I got a new bed today. So I've been trying to improve my material condition of life. Um, Although I had to buy a new hot water heater and get that installed. But a
Oh,
friend of
wow.
mine helped me do it, so I didn't have to pay to get it installed. The
Right.
recent cold and snow caused me to have a have a line bust and a feeder line to a part of the
Oh,
house I
no.
don't inhabit. So I capped it off.
Hmm.
Had uh, but that was luckily it happened when I could get to when I was able to actually through the roads to the hardware store and stuff. It's just
Hmm.
this
Hmm.
one series of challenges after another. And then the biggest thing lately was I decided to take 15 hours. That's 5 classes this semester. I'm like, okay, I'm
Wow.
doing, I can handle it. Little did I know. No, no. What happened was this: I, I, I originally signed up for 12 hours this past semester, and I
Hmm.
was able to, or for the semester, I was able to have them all on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right?
Hmm.
Well, my 1 o'clock got canceled, and they put me in a Tuesday, Thursday class. So that opened up my 1 o'clock slot where I could take a workshop class that I need, a poetry workshop.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, that's right up my alley. Well, I'm not cut out for 15
You
hours.
need a new alley?
Yeah, well, no, actually, I needed to like, okay, to step back and go, hey, you know, I bit off more than I could chew, so
Yeah.
uh, I ended up dropping the history of. I was taking a history of Irish. This is what I was signed up for. Signed up for the
Hmm.
poetry workshop. Information is writing is information design. That's part of the. Those two are part of the creative writing thing, and then this part of the pipeline, the classes you have to do for the history degree is
Right.
one of them is called historiography. That's where you take a bunch of scholarship about a subject and write about the scholarship. Okay, you summarize what scholars have said about a certain subject.
Got it. Okay. Yeah,
Okay, so that's what I'm taking. That's a lot of work. There's a lot of work. I got to write a 12-page
for
paper in that
sure.
damn. And then I'm taking this is a fun one. Asian American Pacific Islander history of in the South.
Say again.
Asian
Asian, Asian
American
American.
Pacific Islanders,
Hmm.
their history in the South.
That is very specific, and man, that would
Yeah,
actually be incredibly interesting.
it is. It's fascinating. It's so fascinating.
Yeah.
There's so many parallels between what the because I don't know if you know much what you know about that history. There's the Asian Exclusion Act and all that stuff of the
Yep.
1880s. We're
Yep.
going into that and how it affected, like how people got around it, and also it's just very very interesting. That so there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
work. There's a lot of work in the classes that I was taking, and then the uh, the Irish history class was a Monday Wednesday class, and there was
Mm.
a heck of a lot of work, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
work, interesting work, but a lot of work,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and it's just like okay, and I started getting depressed. You know, I still haven't dealt with two of my puppies have died. Two of my puppies died, and stuff. I still hadn't dealt with that. I'm still working through that. I had a falling out sort of with my best friend. We haven't talked since the middle of December. I've had
Wow.
some. Yeah, it's that was that was something that was coming. A
That,
lot of stress.
but it still hurts. I
Yes,
mean,
it still
really.
it still hurts, and I've talked to my therapist about it. He and I see the same guy, so so it's kind of where I'm working through that, and I'm eventually going to unless something death, accident, or disease, by I'm not letting my friendship with the man suffer in.
Yep.
I'm just this is the revelation I came to.
Ah. Speaking of Rev,
Part of
hey Rev, nice to see you here.
this is the epiphany I had.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was looking at. I knew I would have a hell of a lot of work this semester. I knew
Mm-hmm.
that coming up, and for a long time, I've you know, uh, except for when I was like in exile and not didn't have a car or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like shaped my life a little bit around his, right, and it worked.
Mm.
It kind of worked. Everything
Mm-hmm.
it's the right thing to do. You help people
Yeah.
uh, and stuff because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And usually it make me feel good. I get the good feeling about it. I'm not necessarily a treasures in heaven type of guy. You know, uh, but I'm a big believer in the golden rule.
Yes.
That rules. The golden rule rules my life for the
The
most
golden
part.
rule is a rule for
I
a
treat.
reason.
Yeah, I leave you alone. I expect you to leave me the hell alone. That's how I did
And
that
I
in
do
my life.
good for
Anyway,
you. I expect you not to screw me over.
yes, fair is fair. And that's there's a lot of reasons for that. Part of it was drilled into me when I was a
Yep.
kid and all that stuff, but it feels right. It's just one of those things that's just part of my nature. Well,
Yes. Yeah.
what happens when you stop feeling that feeling?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Something's got to change. What happens when you stop feeling that feeling? Something's got
Yep.
to change.
Yep. Yep.
And that's what was happening. I was spending a lot of this past semester. I'm really surprised I came out with the 4 A's, considering how much of my extra time that I could have been devoting to school and other things I need to get done and all this other stuff. I was I'm not going to say wasting, but spending not productively.
You're
I would go to
directing
help
your
my friend
time
do.
in maybe where it shouldn't have been.
No, yeah, sort of.
Okay.
It was like I would help him. He has to do hormone shots, right, for his wasting syndrome and all this stuff, right.
Oh,
If he
wow.
didn't do that and work out, if he didn't do that, work out and smoke weed, he'd shrivel up and die, right.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah.
it's a very interesting fella. It's one of the reasons that I became his friend. And that's a different story. You can actually get a little bit of the story about one. I did a video about him because I wrote a poem about him. So, anyways, that's a different.
Ah,
That's a
okay.
tangent that don't want to go down into poem. So I was
Okay.
helping him with stuff. I was helping him with the stuff, and he has this. And I'm not comfortable, helping him do injections. I'm like, ugh,
Yeah.
you know,
Not for
I've got a
everyone.
lot of
Yeah.
no, not for everyone. I was going outside of that, and then some days when I go over to help him, uh, he had these issues with it's called labile blood pressure, right?
Mm.
It's where your blood pressure yo-yos, goes up and down. They don't know exactly. He had a heat stroke or something happened, and it's just been going for years and years, and they can't figure it out. He almost because
Wow.
it almost killed him last summer because he started
For
getting
sure.
uh, heart failure because of and everything. And luckily we caught it and everything. He spent a couple days, spent a couple days in the hospital, blah blah. So all this stuff. So I've spent all this time, and like I go over there to help him with his shots, and
Hmm.
he start doing the freaking the stuff, and it would just exhaust him. And the next thing I know, 4 hours have passed, and I could have been home working on my term paper.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
no, when am I going to get sleep? Blah blah blah. So I was dealing with that and all that stuff, and when my dog George died, it was just like he it was on a Saturday when I was helping him in the after I'm like dealing with this stuff, and he texts me, and I call him and I tell him what happened, and the first thing that happened he says after I'm sorry is what about this? What about helping him do something with I was going to help him with his shots. It's like, well, what about my shots? I'm like, I'm hearing grief, dude. You know,
Honestly,
it's
wow.
my friend is special. I wouldn't say he's he probably would have been considered autistic
Mm.
when he was younger. Very socially, it's taken him years and years and years. He's not on the spectrum, but um uh but it took him years and years and years to get social cues and all that stuff. And
Right.
sometimes, especially in his condition, he
Hmm.
kind of has to be kind of self. This is
Yeah.
me justifying his actions, not justifying his actions, not explaining away his actions, but telling you the reason why. Because I
That's
know my
right.
friend. I've known him for
It's a
30 years.
reason, it's not an
I know
excuse.
why he does.
Yeah.
No, it's not, but definitely not an excuse. So I
Right.
basically told him, pardon my, I told him to f off. I want to be word. I told him to f off, and and of course he apologized, and blah, and then it was at the end of this end of last semester. I'm coming off this victory, and I feel so alone. I got a couple poems published. Yeah, like last year, I got altogether 5 poems published in 3 different publications.
Awesome.
And to answer your question, uh, what was my favorite passion in life? Poetry. I'm a poet. Yes, and stuff. And I had this. I came off this successful year, and it just felt hollow, stressed
Mm.
out from all this stuff,
Yeah.
from all these, not feeling satisfaction and stuff, and just lonely, and feeling ill, and still dealing with because my puppy, and my
Yeah.
other one, Bella, she was starting to act a little, just all this stuff, just all these things piled on one after the other, and I
Wow.
just didn't feel like talking to anybody, and I get a couple of texts and all this stuff as I was supposed to help him with stuff. And I was like, dude, I just don't want to talk to anybody right now.
Yeah.
Thanks for leaving me hanging.
Yeah.
Well, I called him up, and I was angry. I was angry at the world, angry at circumstances, and just
Hmm.
freaking angry. And I let him
Hmm.
have it. And I haven't talked to him. I
Okay.
talked to a few people that know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've talked to a few people who know him. So, I explained the situation and all that stuff. And eventually I'm going to give him an update. But I decided that, and here's the revelation, the epiphany. that right now, I don't need to do anything that doesn't, I'm not going to say benefit me, but that doesn't help me accomplish what I need to get accomplished. You know, and if I
Yep.
have to cut my friend out for a little while, help me. He survived doing this shit, doing his
Yep.
stuff. He survived doing his stuff when I several years that I was out and I could, I was here in my own exile, and so far I
Hmm.
haven't heard. If something happened to him, I know that one of our friends would tell me. So nothing like that has gone on. All right, so I know my friend's surviving. I know he's doing whatever. Soul
Soul
food.
food. Yep.
Yes, I love.
Perfect way to put it. And that's
I
exactly what
love
I was
soul
thinking. It's
food.
it's not so much that it
I love the real soul food
benefits
too.
you, but it feeds who you are,
uh,
right?
I am from the
Because
south after all.
if you're only giving, there's nothing coming in and you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know, and it was the stress, and I've been telling the guy, like, dude, you need to figure something out. You need to figure something out because it's just the stress is just overwhelming. And
Hmm.
yeah, I broke, and I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I didn't go anywhere except from between the end of the semester, last semester, and the beginning of this semester. I went to Hot Springs to do a poetry reading once.
Hmm.
And other than going to the grocery store or to the dispensary, I just stayed home and I did nothing. You know,
Wow.
I did nothing but go through darkness and wallow. And I did my show every day, but I had
Yeah.
to go through all that, and stuff. And then so yeah, so fast forward to now,
Hmm.
I had because of all that, I thought I thought I could handle the 15 hours, but that Irish American Irish history class, as fascinating as it is, too much work. So I
Yeah.
decided to drop it, and I decided to drop it last week during the snowstorms and stuff, and I could not to the school to talk to a few people because I go under the GI Bill, and I didn't know. I wanted to know what uh, what I'd have to do in order not to have to pay money back or anything because it's like not going to affect my full time status because 12 hours or above is full time.
Hmm.
And everything's fine as far as that goes because I've never dropped a class. You can drop 2 classes, you can drop up to 6 hours before it becomes an issue. And so I'm there. But the thing is, I didn't drop it in time to not have to pay the university
Hmm.
for the class. This is what's going to happen. I drop the class. The VA goes, okay, since you're not dropping that class, we're taking our money back. Right? They don't pay you twice.
Nope.
They
They
don't
don't.
pay you twice. And uh, so I'll be I'll be on the hook for about $1,000.
That's no fun.
But I've already been in contact with. Already talked to my therapist.
Hmm.
No, it's no fun at all. But it's a lesson learned.
Yeah.
And already talked to I talked with my therapist about it. Like, yes, this is good because I would rather not see this. I want to get another one. I'll tell you that right now.
Absolutely. You want to
So,
have your wall
so
papered with them.
yes, I want that. I like that feeling that I got when I got. Besides, I don't, C's make degrees and all that stuff but and I want to do as quality a job as I can
Hmm.
and everything. So I've already talked to student accountants. They're going. I'm going to when the VA does its thing, they'll get a hold of me and I'll go there and I'll make a payment plans and all this other stuff
Hmm.
so I can you know um, so I can continue on with my
Hmm.
continue on with my life as far as school goes. Because
Right.
if you owe the university money, they won't let you register for the next term until you come
Nope,
off,
they
right?
won't.
But if you're on a payment plan, they'll let you do it. And then
Yeah.
the big issue about the big thing about about dropping the to down to the 50, to the 12 hours is there's a possibility. Well, it's not going to, because I'm going to take one history class this
Mm-hmm.
summer to make up for dropping this one, because
Mm-hmm.
uh, I want to graduate with my bachelor's next spring, and
Mm.
if I would have kept the 15 hours that I had everything, 12 hours and 12 hours next fall and spring, and I graduate.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just got to take something this summer, and I got the
Yeah.
GI Bill. I got all that taken care of. Like uh, at one point, I was had to. This is another challenge I had to overcome. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's several different money that the GI Bill you can draw from. Right. I have
Mm-hmm.
the post 9/11, which is the really good one. That's the one that I like. I was able to buy a bed, buy you know buy a hot water heater and all this stuff. I'm
Oh,
able, because I have the resources, and
essential.
I saved up a bunch of money. I saved up some money from last semester and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to actually start building on that, because eventually I want to get my tiny house. I'm not going to be. I
Mm-hmm.
was about to get it this summer, but I'm not going to be able to do that. That's one of the reasons. One of the reasons of going through this place and making it a little bit more comfortable for myself, because I'm going to be in it for at least another year longer than I thought.
Yep.
Uh, but by then I'll be graduated, going into graduate school, and my credit will be in a better position than it even is now, because I got a hold of my student loans and all this other stuff to take care of that, to work on my credit.
I'm so happy for you, Bryan.
And then, yeah, that was like mid last year. Uh, yeah, so doing this little bitty things to to improve my life.
Yes.
Uh, so I'm planning forward. I'm looking, planning and looking forward and stuff, but still trying to concentrate on what I'm doing. you
Oh,
know.
yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
so yeah, so there's a lot of dynamic things on. And it's one series of, like I said, it's one series of challenges after the other. A lot of good
Yeah.
stuff. A lot of down stuff, but I'm making it. I'm getting through it. Uh, yeah. So that's a bit of it. Yeah.
Wow.
Because the thing is to have fun,
It is.
and like,
I mean, we're
yeah,
supposed to
I had fun last
enjoy
semester, and I'm
life.
having fun this semester. Yeah,
Yeah.
and having that extra class and the stress and all, it just was bringing a lot of things down. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
on the poetry thing, okay, on the poetry thing, joined the Poets Roundtable of Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you can be anywhere in the world and join the Poets Roundtable of Arkansas. Get only bucks for
Oh.
the and fill out the form and mail them $20. So go on their website, and you can get all the information for
Yep.
that. So I've been getting in community, in community, and been doing my daily what
Your morning Suno.
what yeah, I've been doing my live streaming on, and I've been like Indigo, and me, Indigo, and Pizza David. We did that live uh that that poetry, that live stream the other day, that last Saturday. It was
Mm-hmm.
hilarious. It was fun. Ain't that?
As adults, we forget the importance
Oh
of
yeah.
play and how to
Oh
have
yeah. Oh,
fun.
I have fun, and I'm having fun.
Absolutely.
And so, and I told you, I got a couple poems published in the here. Let me pull it up, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
give y'all can uh here
Oh, you're freezing a little
pull it
bit,
up
my
here,
friend.
and me and my internet. think that's it. Here. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to. Where is it? Issues. Here we go. Oh, come on.
I think we can hear you fine. It's just your
Last
camera's freezing.
semester, I'm trying to do.
Oh, not hearing it. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Can you see me now?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. The link I put in the private chat.
Yep. I'm just posting it now.
That's to the actual online part.
Mm-hmm.
That is the all 2025 issue of Vortex that I got two in. I got two in that
Nice.
one. And then I'm on the staff, so I knew early.
Yes.
And then the print one comes out. We're working on the print one, and I got two in that one also because I'm part of the staff and I know already.
Nice.
So yeah, there's all that's going there. Y'all want here? Yeah, so I'm doing was it Lynn was like, would you would love to hear one of your poems? Okay, if you go to my web to my
YouTube channel?
YouTube channel,
Yeah.
I have
Shoot me a link to that and I'll put that up
I
as well.
have videos. If here, let me give you a YouTube channel. Yep, here. That's the link to my YouTube channel. I'm putting it in the private chat. And
there you go.
And then let me, if you want to, I can read.
Sure, here. I'll make you the big guy. I'll take me off.
One of the ones I got in. Let me just pull it up here. Uh-oh.
No uh-oh.
We hear? Hello? Try to do too many things at once. Okay, are you there?
Uh-huh.
Okay, because I guess that's my mine computer. I need to get my computer looked at.
Yeah.
Okay. Where the heck is it?
Lynn, you'll really enjoy his have you been to his morning sessions where he takes a classic poem and he puts it into Suno, which is an AI music generating website, and he makes songs out of these amazing poems. And oh my word, like I've been lately watching several. I've been in them sometimes and haven't said anything, but I now have been trying to say hi when I'm in. Um, and it's just incredible to hear when the music just accompanies the movement of the words. And it's just, oh, so, so cool. I'm glad that Bryan does that. It's very neat.
All right.
What you, yeah.
I think I got it.
All right.
Okay. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good here?
I think we're good.
Okay. Right.
Hmm.
All right. A nonsense poem. Okay, it's total sense. The idea behind it is the sounds, the shapes, the images, the nonsense of it. Uh, I tried to channel my inner Lewis Carroll, you know, and I kind of submitted it just for the heck of it, you know. My God, this ain't gonna get, and it got some good, it got actually some good commentary thing from the
Hmm.
judges and everything, and
Oh, good.
I did a I when I we had a watch party for it. We had the launch thing for it at the end of last semester, and I
Hmm.
read it and it went over pretty well. So it's
Cool.
called polyhedral diadems. Okay,
Okay, I'm going to take me off and
polyhedral
I'm going to make
di.
you the star.
All right, there it goes. Polyhedral diadems flash smiles, so radiant they burn the sun with their cold embrace. Hexadiagonal slipstreams moan and chant, and the founders flip-flop their flaccid face. Metro Mook cow flesh tight stretching reality to the limits of their underactive imagination. Aboriginal Tiffany coax a homie to didgeridoo with near a double treachery for explanation. Sugar baby strap-ons reign ever high and mighty, crying foul when it all comes down and tumbles. Chicken heads flash pin mobs out old Aphrodite, moving towards the abyss while Grace grumbles. Nana Boo Boo Doltsy doles the whiz bang through as she gathers all whimsy for the attack. Cootie coo cutie pie laps up like morning dew. All the Rice Krispie clowns going on out back. Hang friends till King comes around, and then she'll brace your head between her teeth. Lurky Lou goes hopscotch skipping in the sands, oblivious to objectives arising from here beneath. So Clodhopper Clump, my Fitzmifrug, or Fitzmifug, for she gripped the gripe, fantastic, a shortly long while, and raven ears, snapped wings, all ebony, transitions transcendental, gives a wave, a smile. All right, that's
That was fun. I love it.
if you understood that. So
I like the whimsy of it. It was the whimsy that I had a lot of fun with.
the whimsical laugh, yes,
Yep.
it's all whimsy. You know, it's and yeah, it's it came to me just out of nowhere, and I was taking a little piss like
Hmm.
I heard a phrase. I was waiting on. I heard a phrase that um, someone said on a live stream I was watching. So I put that in it and everything. So it's just all these, and you can actually read some things into it. You
Okay.
know, uh, maybe about the body politic. If you want to talk about body politic, I got to know you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wrote this one.
Hmm.
I wrote this one last semester and and turned it in for an assignment,
Okay.
and then I here, let me find the right, and then I rewrote and here I submitted it for I don't want not now. I submitted it for workshopping, and I got some really good
Right.
feedback. Like when I read it on one of the that me and Indigo and Pizza did, they were like, you need to. It wanted to be Southern, so I had to redo everything. And
Oh,
I think a lot of my poems, especially political ones that I've been working on, they want to be Southern. So I have to get in Southern preacher mode. All right.
okay. You're going to be
This
the
is
star
called
again.
The Hypnotist. It's about leaders. It's about cult leaders amongst other things. It's called The Hypnotist. Drone on from your swamp with your phantom tongue wagging down their unsuspecting throats, choking them on a diet of lie and fear till the hate comes vomiting up all over their cracked kitchen table. Drone on from your high horse, fingers of false righteousness pointing out shadows flowing transparent with hypocrisy oozing out of every pore, adding even more to the morass that you had no intention of draining. Drone on from up on your high and mighty and your short-lived superiority, sinking slowly inch by inch into a grave of your own digging with that silver spoon that's full of ever always failing upward. Drone on, drone on, that's what you do. Drone on till their brainwaves run hypnotized on a cacophony of misquotes and underhanded sleight of hand till the cuffs clink home with a whisper. Drone on till the last of your breath can't sweeten your lies. Then just maybe a thin spark of recognition will flash their dissonance to cinders, and the gossamer chains break, giving them permission to be free.
Okay. That was a good Southern preacher voice, I think. I think you hit it.
Hmm?
I think you hit what you
What?
were looking to get there.
Yeah, I've been working on that. I actually uh, Saturday before we did the me and Pizza and Indigo did our little thing. I did
Hmm.
I've it's this virtual Zoom poetry reading through this organization that's out of New Jersey. It's called Poetry at the
Oh,
Bar, and I ran into him on Facebook. I've done it a I done it a handful of times, and the main guy was this guy from Australia. It was 6 o'clock, great day for poetry for me,
okay.
especially evening. So it was we got to I, his name's Neil Crichton. He's from Australia. He wrote this collection about his great grandparents, the grandparents that settled Australia. It's fascinating hearing this guy
Wow.
talk
That would be.
about this stuff. So we did his, and then we all it was open. It was open mic after that, and I read that one, and and they liked it. He was like, so I was like, yeah, I had to get in Southern Mode. Next week, I plan on going down to Hot Springs and reading it there and seeing how it actually goes over in front of in front of an actual real
You
audience.
need a suit
So
jacket
yes,
and a shirt and
uh,
tie
yeah,
so
I
you
worked
can.
really hard on that one. Especially,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to go in my mushroom t-shirt. No. Uh, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's as far as that goes. The poetry thing. Okay, and then the round table.
Yes.
I was talking about the round table. We're actually restarting the Central Arkansas, right?
Hmm.
Uh, Back before the pandemonium, right?
Hmm.
Um, there was a chapter, but there was a lot of elderly, and it basically died as a result
Okay.
of COVID.
Yeah.
And um, and so um, uh, uh, there was people wanting to resurrect it, wanting to bring it back. So
Hmm.
uh, mid January, we had a meeting down at the Central Arkansas Library down in Little Rock,
Hmm.
and almost 20 people showed up. Almost 20
Nice.
people showed up, and so you know, and like one of the people that was there was one of my oldest friends. I've known her since I was like 18. Um,
Wow.
she's a poet and everything, and one of my like a sister. Um, and people, I knew quite a few people there. My professor, one of my professors this semester, my professor for my poetry for my workshop was there. My
Hmm.
professor for my forms class
Okay.
was there and stuff like that. I knew a lot of the people there. And the
Nice.
thing about it, we all had the same reasons for being there. Uh,
Good.
and the biggest reason everybody talked about was community, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's one of the main reasons to be there, to be around. Yeah, short with no title. That's be around uh, not like minded, but all of us, or most of us, but with like interests and stuff like that, and just to do a lot of workshopping and just so we're going to be meeting every third Saturday of the month at
Nice.
in the morning, and then we'll be in downtown Little Rock. So go, meet in the morning, and then go eat lunch afterwards. So
Yeah.
it's this little thing, and I'm looking so forward to doing that too. Um, yeah, so I'm going to use that to work up the poetry that I'm being in my newest collection I'm putting together,
Hmm.
and then I'm also working on redoing.
Okay.
I'm
So
going
he is putting
to be
together
putting
a
out
set of
this right
poetry.
here, this edition.
Yes.
Well,
Yep.
yeah, I'm putting together the collection, and then this one here, I'm going to redo, and because I've published a lot of stuff, I'm going to redo it and submit it to some contests.
Oh,
That's one
nice.
of the plans, because you can do these. Yeah, they got these things called chapbooks, right?
Hmm.
Chapbooks are like stuff with like under like like 30 under 35 poems or so. A short
Hmm.
collection is
Hmm.
what a chapbook is, and then a full collection is longer. Anything
Hmm.
like over 45. That's
Okay.
why my Scientology collection, as a
Yeah.
collection, got 40. It's got 40. It's got 48, almost 50 poems in it. So it qualifies for a collection.
Wow.
So yes, there's several chapbook contests coming up, and I just got to get through and figure out which ones I want to put in. And that's one of the things I got to talk with one of the professor from last semester, AC, about. I was going to talk to him today, but I expected my delivery uh, for my bed to be here 2 hours before it got here.
Hmm. Hello, Dotu.
All right, but yeah, so what's been going on with me? Yeah, it's like after we're done here, I got to work from home.
Yeah, I have some homework tonight too. So, yeah.
No. It's okay. Yeah. Anything else? We can wrap this up because that stuff to do. I'm pretty sure there are things we can go over. We just, it's great. It's great. I like catching up and everything. And I really like it when you speak up in the morning and everything. I like. I know you're on the same time zone as me right now, aren't you?
Yes. Yeah. Right now I am. For the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes it a little. Yeah, it makes it a little easier for you to show up. So.
Sure does.
But yeah. Yeah, I plan on in the morning doing a. Plan on doing. My usual show ring, and then I have class to go to all day, and then I'm experimenting with doing. I was going to do this today, but I decided I had to put off tomorrow. Playing vertical streams. That way, I can maybe get more, get pushed out there more. Vertical streams in the afternoon. So that'll be on tomorrow afternoon. I still haven't. Put the link out to that.
For sure.
I'll do that tomorrow afternoon. But then I got work I got to do. So yeah. Thing here. Oh, the short with no title. You got to, in order to understand that, you got to watch our reading the thing we did Saturday night. Yeah, that's one of Indigo's new. Yeah, with no title.
Well, my friend, thank you so much for coming and giving us an update. I am sorry about the loss of your puppies. Oh my goodness. I know how hard that is. That is terrible. But I am glad that you are filling your cup with education, with poetry, with friends.
Right.
Oh, frozen again.
I'm working on it. I'm working me at the moment. Good.
Yep. Good to hear.
That's what I'm trying to do. The next thing I got to do is get off my butt and start losing this. I think I'm getting there.
Well, my best thing is I haven't gained a lot. So
hopefully I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. My blood work and everything was great. I'm healthy as a horse, except for my other problems. But yeah, I need to lose some weight. We'll worry about that later. Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm going to exit now.
Okay.
Okay.
As Kathy says, ta-ta for now.
All right. Thanks for having me on again, Kim. We'll have to do it again soon.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you again. Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Like Crystal says, thanks, everyone, for coming out. Ta-ta for now, and have a good one. I love you all. Thank you so, so much for coming and spending some time here. I really appreciate all of you. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Some come with scars, some come with dreams. In this circle, we're more than what we seem. No judgment here, just voices to be heard. Through laughter, through the tears, we find every word. I'm my brother's keeper, I'm my sister's guide. Standing here together, with nothing left to hide. We lift each other up when the world feels torn apart. We're keepers of the flame, we're the healers of the heart.